What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good day to you. And Jimmy the Butler did it. Miami Heat's all-star guard. Well, he's been suspended for the third time by the Heat organization, and it looks like the divorce is starting for the all-star guard and the Miami Heat organization. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that follow button. And subscribe to the channels if you have not already done so. Again, Jimmy Butler's latest comeback attempt with the Heat is a wrap as of right now. The six-time All-Star has been suspended indefinitely by the Miami Heat organization for, again, conduct detrimental to the team, because he basically walked out of practice a couple of days ago after he was told by head coach Eric Spoelstra that he would be coming off the bench. Now, we reported roughly a month ago that Butler wanted out. Then that report was refuted, and then President of Basketball Operations Pat Riley would come back a couple of days later and say, "We are not trading Jimmy Butler." Not so fast. Pump the brakes. And now this is where the relationship deteriorates. Now Miami, again, has suspended him 3 times in the wake of a contract dispute that led him to request a trade from the Heat in December. The Heat suspended Butler for 2 games just a couple of weeks ago because he missed a flight to the Heat-Bucks game. He missed the flight. He missed that team flight. That was back on January 3rd. Then he was suspended. Now, again, the organization is saying that Butler's suspension is due to a continued pattern of disregard of team rules, engaging in conduct detrimental to the team, and intentionally withholding services, the Heat said in a statement. This includes walking out of practice earlier a couple of days ago. Now, the repeated suspensions are costing him, hitting him in the back pocket. Butler, he will roughly lose $4.7 million in salary across the 14 games he has missed. I think some of those games are being appealed by the NBPA, so he may get some of that money back. Butler is earning $48.8 million this season and holds a $52.4 million player option for next season, which he was probably going to opt out anyway because he wants out. So my thoughts, what a way for this relationship to end. You know, he actually led this team to 2 NBA Finals games series, and one of those in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, against the Celtics a couple years ago. He basically took over in Game 7, and again, he's been known to be a hard-nosed player. He got it through the mud, as they say, but he's 35 years old now. Has a couple of injuries. He's not as productive as he once was. The Heat right now, they are in the 8th seed if the playoffs started today with a 22-22 record. And then you got to understand the chemistry. Seems like he's killing the chemistry. I don't know for sure, but I've seen a couple of quotes. I think head coach Eric Spoelstra is he's pretty much done with him. I think even star Bam Adebayo may be feeling some type of way, as well as Tyler Hero. So I think this is, at this end of the day, it's time to move him. And oh, by the way, the trade deadline is February 6th. According to reports, again, he wants to actually be a Sun. Don't know if they can make that happen, because the Heat would probably want at least Bradley Beal. But Bradley Beal has a no trade clause in his contract, and plus the Suns going to owe him roughly $110 million over the next 2 or 3 years. So I don't think the Heat want to take on that type of money. So you will be probably looking at a third team that will have to get involved with this Jimmy Butler trade out of Miami. Again, Butler he's been one of the greatest, one of the great players in the league the last 10 years. Again, he's 35 years old now. Got a little bit of tread wear on those tires. Can he bring something to a veteran team? I think so. I definitely, but now he has to accept his role. Does he want to be a role player? And this is the thing about a lot of times when stars get older, especially in the NBA, they don't necessarily want to be a role player. They don't. That's an adjustment for them. So again, this thing is getting ugly. Pat Riley, he's a no-nonsense type. He's a no-nonsense type cat. He was that way as a head coach. He's been that way as a executive for the Heat. And he not gonna just give Butler away. Put it that way. It ain't happening. So he's gonna try to make sure he gets something in return for Jimmy Butler. And this is just the ongoing saga when we talk about the NBA. How these players can force their way out of situations, even though they still are contractually obligated. They can start pulling these stunts to get their way. Kind of like throwing a temper tantrum. That's my thought. So again, I didn't see this relationship ending like this. So we're going to see what happens. Again, the deadline is February 6th, which is about, 8-9 days away. So they got to really get on the phone and see if they can make something happen to get him out of there. And again, the Heat, they still in the mix when it comes to playoff positioning. So we'll see what happens. So I'd like to know what you guys think about these NBA players, specifically this situation. How these guys eventually they sour on a place that was great for them, and then they decide I want out and start throwing these temper tantrums. They want and wanting their way. Talk to me. How do you feel about that? Holler at me in the comments. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side. And on the next report, I am out. Peace.